I've completed all the latex and cotton work all over my face, and I look really strange, but we're going to continue on. And after you finish all of that, so you've built up, your next task is to lift the nose. And if you've ever seen pictures of Lon Chaney from the 1925 silent film The Phantom of the Opera, he has this lifted nose which looks really creepy. So we're going to use a similar technique to that to lift the nose. You know, even though canon says Eric didn't have a nose, we can't just get rid of ours, and you have the best prosthetics in the world, and it's still very difficult to get that effect. So the best we can do on a budget here is just do what Lon Chaney did, just kind of lift the nose and enlarge the nostrils and whatnot with some makeup, and make it appear as though you have less of a nose, right? So in order to do that, you need, like I said, a piece of tape, and this is cloth sports tape. For, you know, I get it for my hockey equipment. You can get that at any drug or pharmacy type of place for a ridiculous amount of money probably, but oh well. Or surgical tape or anything but Scotch tape or masking tape, because it's probably not going to work. You can try it though. Play around. If you need something stronger, go for it. And your spirit gum. And what you do is you just take a little bit of spirit gum and paint it on the tip of your nose here, because what you're going to do is lift your nose up and back and get a good coating of spirit gum on the tip of your nose. And when you use spirit gum, you want to give it a minute or so to set up. You can't just slap it on and then apply whatever it is that you're applying. It needs a minute to set up and be tacky, and then once it's on, you can tap it with your finger, and the more you tap it, the stickier it should get. Because right out of the bottle, if you just slap it on, it's not going to adhere anything. So, this looks incredibly stupid, doesn't it? Oh my lord. The things I do to spread my knowledge. Unbelievable. So I've done that, and the next thing you need to do is do the same thing up between your eyes or on the bridge of your nose, because that's where you're going to anchor your tape. So now that I'm done poking myself repeatedly in the face and looking like an idiot, we're going to actually do this now. I just put the tip of the tape right there, stick it down, make sure it's really well adhered to the spirit gum. Give it a second to, and then just kind of pull it up. This is so stupid. So foolish, unbelievable. It doesn't give you a really drastic effect, but it does lift the tip of your nose a little bit too. I have no words, I don't know. The problem that I have is that this tape is black, so I have to do a lot of work to cover it with makeup and latex and whatnot, which is basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a layer of latex over this, which is going to help me cover it later. And then if you want to, if you have more time or whatever, if you're really into building up this nose area, I would suggest putting some more latex here and all around down here just to kind of help hide this tape a little bit more. That's up to you. I'm not going to go too crazy, just enough to blend here and make the tape disappear. And now all the latex work on my face is done. The tape is on. Nose is kind of lifted as much as I can. Latex is on that as well. So now I get to play with grease paint and my cream makeup to color all this. And I'll come back again and I'll just mention a few tips about shading and contouring and taking this effect to a different level, because as you can see, I didn't put a whole lot of cotton on. At least that was the goal. You don't want to go overboard when you apply cotton in this instance, because it's not going to look as good as you might think it would. So just a little cotton around the eye, on the cheekbone. If you choose to add more cotton on the bridge of the nose, or wax or putty, whatever it is that you're using, don't go overboard. The beauty of using makeup to, like your eyeshadow palettes or your shadow and highlight wheels, is to make that effect more dramatic. So without having to load a bunch of crap on your face. So I'll be right back, hopefully colored and whatnot, and looking a little bit spookier. Here I am one last time in completed makeup and costume, of course. Can't say no. And this is my interpretation of the Gaston Leroux, and it's also sort of a Lon Chaney light, if you will. That very classic Phantom of the Opera look. And as you can see, this type of makeup scheme with the sunken eyes and whatnot would be very versatile for any sort of Halloween ghoul or corpse or skull type of costume that you might be going for. And what I was saying before about letting the makeup do more of the work, latex and cotton, when it dries and whatnot, it's not the most realistic texture in the world. It tends to dry a little bit lumpy, which is fine if you're going for that kind of Halloween monster look. But if you're looking to play somebody that's just a lot thin, in Eric's case, he's very skeletal and whatnot. So I look at this, and from a distance it doesn't really matter. It probably looks fine on camera, I can't really tell. But if I look in the mirror here, it's a little bit lumpy, it's a little inconsistent and not smooth like skin would be. So wherever you can get away with not putting a lot of cotton and latex on, the better off you're going to be. So to do that, I try to put as little on as possible and use very strong highlights and shadows, as you can see here, along the cheek, temple, the whole of the eye socket here, along the side of the nose, and then down into this little thing right here, and also the nasal labial fold right here. And that ages the face a lot, which is another thing that you should consider if you're doing this character, especially in my case, where I have to not only portray a guy, I have to portray a guy that's much older, never mind disfigured, so I have a lot of makeup work to do. So hopefully I did a pretty good job. Somewhat rushed, this makeup took about 2 hours, not including all the video crap that I ended up doing, but in any case, and once again, just like the other video tutorial that I did with the sort of Andrew Lloyd Webber stage disfigurement, this is not meant to be high-tech, and it's not meant to give you perfectly realistic results. We're using bargain basement type of materials and very simplistic techniques, so this is what you can do if you put a little bit of time and effort into it. That, I guess, concludes this little makeup tutorial, and I hope somebody out there found it useful. If not, or if you need more help, again, please visit the website. It's phantomonabudget.bravehost.com. And as always, I'm happy to offer advice or one-on-one help. Just give me an email, and my email contact information is on the website too. This is Lindsay from Phantom on a Budget, once again, hoping to see you at Halloween.